Hello, festival goers of the internet. I'm the Festival Finesser, here to talk to you guys about another festival going down in the month of September. I have done 7 lineup reviews over the course of the last 2 weeks, and 4 of them are taking place in September. Kicking off the month, we have a triple threat, 3 festivals going down in the same weekend. We have Electric Zoo, North Coast Music Festival, and Bonnaroo. 2 weeks after that, we have Imagine Music Festival going down September 17th, 18th, and 19th. The week after that, we have the granddaddy of them all, Lost Lands, going down September 24th through the 26th. And today, we have a 5th festival to add to that list of already stacked festivals happening in September, and that is Dancefestopia, happening September 9th through the 12th. We got the Phase 2 lineup today, so we're looking at all the artists, and I've been sitting on this one for a while. I've been wanting to do this one, but I saw there was a Phase 2 coming, and I was like, I'm going to wait till we have all the artists. So we're doing that today, and we're also going to take a look back at the 2020 lineup and see what artists we lost that are not coming back in 2021, and what artists we gained, the new guys that weren't on last year's lineup, but that we got in 2021. So do not go anywhere, because we're going into all of this after the intro. Let's get it.
Can I get a year?
I'm the Festival Finesser.
Finesse gang, can I get a year? What is good, everybody? Welcome back to another video. For those of you guys who are new here and do not know me, hello, I'm the Festival Finesser. This is my channel, a channel that revolves around music festivals and live music going experiences when they come back. And if you're not following me at a festival or show when they come back, you're probably sitting with me here at this desk, getting life hacks, trick tips, festival reviews, lineup reviews, EDM news, controversial debates, and any other words of advice I can give to you guys to make sure you can have the best festival going experience possible. So today, guys, as I mentioned, we got Phase 2 of the Dancefestopia lineup, and this is a festival that I reviewed in 2020, and the lineup was looking very good. And this is a festival that has always been on my radar. Once I found out about Dancefestopia, I was like, yo, I need to go to this festival. Like, it looks sick, it sounds sick, and this is one of the first festivals that I really thought about, like, traveling to. I was like, yo, this shit is mad far, and I'm down to, like, fly. I want to experience new festivals, and this is one of the first ones that I wanted to experience. Unfortunately, I have yet to do so, but it is on my bucket list, and we are going to experience Dancefestopia one day. It might not be this year, but it will be happening eventually, and there will be a Dancefestopia blog. I'm putting it into existence, manifesting it now. So we are going to talk about the lineup today, and we're also going to talk about last year's lineup, because I did a review for this lineup last year, and did I say that already? I don't even know, but I did it. I did a review of it. You can watch it. And I wanted to see what artists were added this year and what artists we are not seeing from last year for whatever reasons. You know, I feel like a lot of September is looking like the month, guys. Like in 2020, October is looking like that month for me, at least. I started seeing a lot of shows, a lot of drive-ins, a lot of events and things popping up, and it seems like September is the month. There is just mad shit going on. And as I mentioned, 5 festivals already going down, and I'm sure there's going to be ones that conflict. So before we get into the lineup though, guys, I do have to remind you, as I have in every video up to this point, that just because this festival is legally happening, just because it was announced, does not mean COVID is gone, does not mean this festival is 100% safe, and does not mean I'm encouraging you guys to go. I'm simply doing what I've been doing on the channel, talking about lineups, festivals, news, things that have been made public to the festival community. I'm in no way telling you to go. I'm in no way telling you that it's safe. What I am telling you to do is be smart, be responsible, and be respectful of those around you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might not wearing a mask, but the people around you probably want you to wear a mask. So just do the right thing and wear a mask, and it'll just make everything easier, and it'll actually allow us to have a festival season, because I want to see a season. If it means wearing a mask, I will do it. If it means getting vaccinated, I will do it. So with that being said, this video is also being sponsored by KB23 Pins, a relatively new pin company in the bass and festival scene. So if you guys are into collecting and trading pins, definitely think about checking them out. They have a group on Facebook called Riddim Kids Pins, where you can check out all of their latest drops, releases, info, news, giveaways, all that kind of good stuff. So make sure you join the group. And I actually have a few pins coming out that I'm going to preview for you guys right now. They have some Cyclops Army themed ones. They have some Zed's Dad and Rugrats themed ones. And they have a dinosaur one called Roboraptor, which is kind of inspired by Excision and Lost Lands. So if you guys are into pins, definitely think about checking them out. Their pins range from $15 to $30. So dope ass art, dope ass designs, and shout out KB23 Pins for sponsoring this video. Now let's look at this Dancefestopia 2021 lineup. In all my years of vlogging, I don't think I ever transitioned into a lineup like this, but here we are talking about Dancefestopia 2021 going down September 9th through the 12th in Kansas City. And I don't even know if this is Kansas City, Missouri or Kansas City, Kansas. They should really specify that because there are two Kansas cities. This festival is a camping festival as well. I should have mentioned that in the beginning. And this festival kind of seems like a vibe like Electric Forest or Bonnaroo. I feel like the venue is kind of like in the middle of nowhere, very woodsy and kind of like agricultural and not very urban. It's more, not agricultural, rural is the word I was looking for. It's more rural. I fucking hate that word, but you know what I'm saying? It's like out there, it's a vibe. It's not really in the middle of anything. You're really going on a trip and you're going to a different reality for a weekend, basically, it feels like. At least that's what I imagine. Kind of like Bonnaroo or Forest. Like that's the vibe and like the venue and the environment I feel like this festival takes place in and the aura it gives off. So looking at these headliners here, we have a fat stack. We have Grizz, Zed's Dead, and Rez. Grizz headlining Friday, Zed's Dead with the Deadbeats Takeover on Saturday, and then Rez on Sunday. So not much needs to be said about these guys. They all kind of have, well, guys and girls, they all kind of have a chiller vibe, but also can throw different kinds of genres. Grizz is going to be more funky and kind of groovy. Zed's Dead is going to be everything from heavy to feelsy to housey to bouncy. And then Rez is going to be that hypnotic, kind of like dark house almost, but it's like, I don't even know, mid-tempo, kind of like a 1788L sound. Those are like the best comparisons, I would feel like, Rez and 1788L. So those are the headliners. And then getting into this next tier of artists, we have some... Bro, this festival, this is the dubstep I've been looking for. This is the festival I've been needing because all these lineups I've been reviewing have had like more experimental and not real heavy and crazy dubstep. So looking at this lineup, this is what I needed. We got 12 Planet, Boogie T, Borgore, G Jones, J Wolf, Lane 8, Peekaboo, Riot 10, Subtronics, Sudden Death, and Troy Boy, bro. That is a fat lineup, bro. 12th Planet, heavy as fuck. Boogie T, wobbly, wonky, but still kind of falls in that dubstep category. Borgore, OG. Borgore has some crazy shit on fucking Fresh Blood and Bygore, and like his shit is heavy as fuck. Mad underrated. Like y'all think Borgore is Borgore Daddy and all this trappy, bouncy shit, but nah, bro. Borgore has been putting out some heavy ass tunes, so he might go crazy for this set based on this lineup. Like, there's a lot of heavy artists on this lineup. And then we get G Jones, that more kind of like experimental space-based sound, and I've actually been getting criticized a little bit by some homies for kind of mushing together wook bass with experimental and freeform and space bass. So I'm gonna try and stop using the term wook bass. I'm gonna try and be a little bit more precise, but I'm still learning because, as you guys know, dubstep is my primary like genre. My most knowledge comes in that category, and the rest of the knowledge I have is from experience, from friends, and just kind of being out at festivals, being on SoundCloud, you know what I'm saying? So continuing here, we have a J Wolf DJ set. Not too familiar with J Wolf, honestly, but he is playing a DJ set, which typically means he usually would play something live, but this is just going to be a DJ set, so not too sure what you're going to get with that kind of set. So if anybody can let me in the comments, that would be cool. Next up, we have Lane 8, who I'm pretty sure is a house DJ. I could be wrong, but again, like I said, dubstep is what I know, and the heavy shit. Next, we have Peekaboo, who kind of falls into a gray area for me because I have been saying he's chill, and then people are like, nah, bro, Peekaboo is heavy. And I'm like, yeah, but he's not like Sudden Death heavy. So it's like, for me, he kind of falls into that like space-based freeform kind of sound, or maybe experimental. I'm still learning the difference, but definitely can get heavy, but also can be very chill and vibey. You know, he's one of my favorite sets to like, just like chill out in the grass and just, you know, chill and vibe. Like that's usually, I'm not headbanging for Peekaboo, you know, I'm not really going crazy. But Riot 10, I am going crazy for. He has mosh pit energy, high energy, and just kind of plays a little bit of everything, but usually it's always heavy or high energy, whether it's trap or some bouncy like psytrance or, you know, some trap, some dubstep, whatever. He throws a lot of variety usually, but most of the time it's very heavy. And then we get Subtronics. You know, I don't think I say anything about him, bro. He was like the artist of the year last year, I think, or 2 years ago. Like, everyone fucking knows him. He has blown up. He is still blowing up, and he's probably going to be fucking it up this festival season. So, he just put out a collab with Excision. I forget what it's fucking called, bro. How did I forget it? Womp, it's like Bunker Stomper or something. I forget, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, that shit is huge. And then, speaking of huge, we have Sudden Death, one of the biggest additions for me on this lineup, bro. I love Sudden Death. Crazy, dark, heavy sounds, mosh pit energy, and yes, that's all I'm going to say about Sudden Death. Then we get Troy Boy, who kind of has like a little bit of like a hip-hop influence, I feel like, but also like is a little groovy. Definitely not heavy, and it's just more chill. You know, it's definitely a vibe, definitely groovy and kind of like fun to dance to. But I couldn't really, I've only seen him once or twice recently, and that recently is like 2 years ago, because we couldn't have 2020, right? So next on here we have 1788L getting into this next tier of artists who is going to be kind of like a heavier res in my opinion. And then we have Apache, who I'm not too familiar with. Same thing with AUS, AUS. I'm not too familiar with either of those artists, so if anyone wants to enlighten me in the comments, I would appreciate it. Then we get Bleep Bloop, who falls into that space-based kind of category, that weird, kind of, not wobbly, but it's like that freeform sound. It's just really weird. And then we get Botnik, back-to-back Syndon. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a house back-to-back. And then we get Brondo, who is a dubstep artist. And from what I hear, he is a clown, crazy energy, awesome personality. And you kind of see that in his sets. His stage presence is awesome. He's always going crazy, always hyping up the crowd. So, you know, if you like to dubstep, that's something you might want to check out. And then we get Chime, who is going to be playing some more melodic feels. But again, Chime definitely can throw down. And don't be surprised if your jaw drops to the floor a couple times with the tunes he plays. Because one second you'll be vibing in the clouds, and then he'll just get real heavy on you. And like, out of nowhere. So, big up to Chime. I met him at Lost Lands. He's a cool-ass dude. And next, speaking of cool-ass dudes, we got the homie Cod Dubs, repping New York. And this is an artist who is in your top 5 conversation when you're talking about chopping. Like, when you're talking about people who double, triple, and quad and chop, Cod Dubs does it and does it well. So if you're into that kind of stuff, real technical DJing, heavy, energetic, dubstep kind of stuff, even into that rhythm category as well, definitely check out Cod Dubs. Then we get Dion Timmer, who is going to be bringing a little bit of everything, a very well-rounded producer, and, you know, he usually falls into the dubstep category, but can give you some melodic dubstep. He might give you some trancey kind of stuff. Definitely, I've been bouncing at some Dion Timmer sets, but for the most part, pretty heavy. But it also kind of has that Dion Timmer sound of like, kind of like almost like I don't even know how to describe it actually, but y'all know what I'm talking about, that Dion Timmer sound. It's like heavy but chill, but I don't know. We're going to continue on. Next up, we have Dusty Cloud, who is a house artist, and I'm pretty sure he has that song that like went real famous on Vine or some shit, and it's just like, run. Okay, next up we have Gigi McGree, and she definitely kind of falls into the dubstep category, I would say, but it's not going to be all dubstep the whole entire set. It's going to be a variety of music, but relatively heavier sounds. She does kind of have like a sexy brand, like that's kind of her thing, is to be sexy and keep it sexy, so she's always talking about that in her sets, so she might play some sexy music, and you might find yourself getting weird for a second, but that's all I can say about Gigi McGree. I've seen her a couple times. Not one of my favorites, but not someone I hate. She's just kind of another dubstep DJ for me, you know? And then next on here, we have Enzo, who, I know this artist. I learned about this artist. He is a Wakan artist. He definitely plays more heavy stuff, more weird experimental kind of stuff. And then we get Jay Phelps, a very heavy dubstep DJ and a very heavy producer. He has some crazy tunes, and it's kind of an OG. He's been around for a minute, and I feel like is very underrated. And then we get Jay Wara, who I'm pretty sure is a house artist. Not too familiar other than that. And then we have Jansen, who is going to be playing dubstep, but kind of like, almost like that old school dubstep. Like, it's very groovy, and it has like, almost like a horn sound, like a trumpet maybe. It's kind of falling into that Boogie T category too, like a Boogie T, Ganja White Knight kind of vibe, like wobbly but bouncy, usually high energy. I saw him at Forest, and I'll never forget that Forest set, because that was like the set I was most surprised. I was like, I'm just gonna go and chill, and I was like, yo, this shit is lit. And then we have Jessica Autofred, again, another female dubstep DJ. She just had a song come out with Artix recently, a dope collab, so definitely going to be bringing some new tunes to her set. But I haven't seen her all that much. I think I did see her once at Avant Gardner, and I was like, yo, who is this chick? She is throwing down. So definitely a heavy dubstep DJ, but I'm not too far about her production and things like that. And then we have Justin J, who is a house artist. And again, can't say too much on that. And then we have Kaiwachi, who is again going to give you a nice generic dubstep sound, very heavy, not really into the rhythm category, and is typically going to bring mostly dubstep and heavy sounds, nothing really else in between. You know, you're not going to get no bouncy stuff, you're not going to get no melodic stuff. It's going to be all heavy and almost kind of like you know, metal and like rock and roll influenced, I feel like. And then we have Cloud, who I'm not familiar with at all, so I'm just not going to say anything and embarrass myself and say something wrong. If you guys want to enlighten me in the comments, please do. And then we have Latrell, who I'm not familiar with either. Matt Doe, I'm pretty sure, is a house artist, possibly a psytrance artist. I'm not too sure, honestly, but I feel like Matt Doe has more like uplifting and melodic kind of sounds. And then we have Must Die. He's been very controversial, honestly, so I'm not even going to say anything about him, because there was a whole lot of beef with him and Squanto and just his Twitter and his whole look and outlook on COVID. We're just going to skip past that, but definitely was well respected until all this COVID stuff happened and had a lot of classic tunes in dubstep, but Next one is also a classic tune in dubstep, bro. He is dubstep, fucking Fizo, bro. Fizo, Fizo, Fizo. Everyone says Fizo. Everyone loves Fizo. Every time Fizo puts out a song, it's a fucking hit. I don't know if y'all realize that, but fucking Jotaro, Pattern Screamer, like, that dude fucking makes good ass and crazy dubstep. And then next up we have Ray Volpe, who is kind of going to give you a little bit of everything. Definitely more and kind of known as a dubstep DJ, but can give you a lot of variety and definitely produces a lot of variety. So definitely going to be a fun and well-rounded set. And then we get Sippy, who is another female artist on this lineup. And there's actually a lot of girls in this lineup, which is pretty sick. But she is going to be bringing more bass. I can't necessarily say if it's going to be dubstep or weird. I'm not too sure. I feel like it's a little bit heavier, but it could be a little bit more freeform. I'm not really sure, honestly, but I feel like her vibe is overall heavy, whether it's dubstep or freeform. And then we have Sodown, I'm pretty sure is a house artist, but I'm not too familiar with. And then we have Subdoctor, who is going to be giving you that freeform, space-based kind of vibe. Real kind of chill usually, but can get almost like deep and heavy and grimy. Same thing with Vamp, but put her in that same category as Subdoctor. And I think Recno as well. For some reason, I keep getting Recno confused with somebody else in the house world. But I'm pretty sure Recno is a bass, basically like the other two artists I just mentioned. Experimental, freeform, space bass. And then the last one on here is Wookie, who, again, I don't know what kind of genre he falls into. I want to say it's like breakbeat. I feel like, or maybe trap. Like, I'm not really too sure. He definitely has high energy and bouncy sets, but I'm not too sure what genre he specifically falls into. And the last artist on here, it's a Thursday super duper special, absolutely crazy set from Adventure Club. So I don't know if that's just like a one-day thing, if they're only playing on that day, Thursday, little pre-party thing. Now let's take a look at these lineups side by side so you guys can see what artists we lost from 2020 and what artists we gained in 2021, and what artists were kind of pushed over from 2020 that were again booked in 2021. So take a look and I'll read them off to you. So what you guys are looking at right now are both lineups side by side. We have 2021 on the left and 2020 on the right. And you will notice that some of these artists have red or green boxes around them. That is to identify which artists were lost in 2020 and which artists we gained in 2021. If the artist has no box around it, it means they were booked in 2020 and in 2021. So let's take a look at these artists we lost here in 2020 on the right. Midnight Tea, Space Jesus for obvious reasons, Downlink, MLK, The Funk Hunters, Gentleman's Club, Moody Good, Push Loop, I think that says Triton Sound or Trenton Sound, and The Whittlers. So the big losses in my book for 2020 are Midnight Tea, because he's a heavy-ass dubstep artist. Downlink, for the same reason, heavy as fuck, one of my favorites. And then we also have Gentleman's Club, who I kind of fuck with, not one of my favorites, but they don't come around often, so to see them at a festival would be dope. I saw them at Ever After in 2018, I think, or I forget what year it was, but it was fucking sick, and that's the year I fucking fucked up my memory card, and all that day one footage is gone, so that was the footage I had of them on day one, and it's gone, so I wish I could have seen that, but it was a crazy-ass set. And same thing for Moody Good. Definitely someone who doesn't come around as often, kind of a treat, and definitely a unique sound and, you know, a different variety. And then I'm not really familiar with these other artists, Push Loop, Whittler, and Trenton Sound, so, you know, that's not really too big of a loss for me. And then on the left here, we have some big additions, I would say. We have Sudden Death replacing Midnight Tea and Space Jesus, and I'll take that all day. Then we have 1788L, Brondo, Ka Dubs, Enzo, Ray Volpe, Subdoctor, Recno, and Adventure Club. And of these new additions, the ones I'm most hyped for are Sudden Death, 1788L, Ka Dubs, and Adventure Club. Possibly Brondo too, but I've seen a bunch of Brondo sets, so I would probably see somebody else if I could. But if there is no one else heavy at that time, Brondo would where I would be at. So that is my 2021 lineup review for Dancefestopia. Now you guys can see which artists are coming back, which artists we lost, which artists we gained, and how much of the lineup is recycled and how much of it is kind of fresh. So like I said, we lost 10 artists in 2020, we gained 9, and we gained some nice additions. So I am very pleased with this lineup. And I am really trying to go to this year. This lineup is looking crazy, and this is one of the heaviest and most dubby lineups. There's not a lot of house, really. It's mainly dub and, bass, whether it's experimental, freeform, or whatever. So this is the festival I think I need to go to in September. I need to do Lost Lands and this. And maybe Imagine. I don't know. September is going to be a crazy month. I don't even want to think about it yet because I already got so many things going on. And, I need to get a job still, bro. It's going to be so hard to get a job with all these crazy festivals happening because, how are you going to work and then request off basically the whole month of September? You know what I'm saying? There is so much crazy shit happening in September. But that is the end of this video, guys. Thank you for watching. If you have any insight, any experience, any advice that you want to share about Dancefestopia, I would love to hear it and get some information and knowledge. I'm sure people watching would like to hear some too, so please sound off in the comments. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you for the next lineup review to come. very soon. Peace out. Love y'all. And fucking, I don't know. Stay you, bro. Keep being you. Keep being yourself. You fucking got this, bro. Fucking, we out. Peace.